Right, the fees. Let's make sure we talk about the fees here. Because it's one of the biggest concerns as people look in at the reverse mortgage industry is say, boy, it seems like the fees are high. And it really can kind of depend on the reverse mortgage product that you go with. Um, but let's talk a little bit about what some of those fees are. The vast majority of people go with the government's product, the FHA, what's called HECM. That's the home equity conversion mortgage. And so some of the fees that are in there are actually required by FHA because they are there protecting the loan. So one of the things that you'll see is something called mortgage insurance. And mortgage insurance ends up being typically about 2% of the appraised value of the home. That's typical. And so you can see on a $200,000 home, you may have a $4,000 mortgage insurance. And so right then and there, you've already set the bar high, relatively high in terms of the lender or broker, whoever else you're working with, has not received anything. That purely goes to FHA to help protect your home loan. Let's talk about some of the other fees and also going back to how it protects the home. We'll create another video sometime talking about mortgage insurance and what that does. If you want more detail on that, let me know. And again, I always mention a couple times throughout our conversation, you can always email me questions at dave@reversemortgagelive.com. But let's go back to here some of the other fees with reverse mortgage. So there's all you may hear of origination, all the title fees, appraisals. Really the typical fees that you'll see with a regular loan are oftentimes included in a reverse mortgage. But the one to address is the origination. And the origination on a regular forward or traditional loan, that's like a 30-year fixed loan, those originations are typically based on the amount that's borrowed. Where in a reverse mortgage, the origination is based on the value of the home. So you can see there'd be a difference there that if there was a 2% origination on the amount borrowed, and say someone borrowed $100,000, well, that's a $2,000 origination. Well, let's say under this reverse mortgage we said before in our example was a $200,000 home, 2% of the $200,000 value would be a $4,000 origination. So you can see just with the origination and the mortgage insurance, we're already up to $8,000 in fees. Now, what is important for you to understand is that there are now new varieties of reverse mortgages coming out that sort of mirror what's going on in the forward or traditional mortgage world. And there are other alternatives, and you can actually find low upfront cost reverse mortgages or lower upfront cost reverse mortgages by actually getting a potentially higher interest rate over the life of the loan. So let's explain that concept a little more if you're not familiar with that. In a regular forward mortgage world or traditional mortgage world, and I always use the example of a 30-year fixed rate loan, the person you work with, they can do, you may have heard of a no-cost loan for you. And what a no-cost loan essentially means, or a low-cost loan, is that they may lower their upfront fees and give you a potentially higher interest rate. And by doing that, they actually earn their money from the lender on what's called the back-end money, so that they can essentially compensate themselves while keeping the fees lower for you. Well, those types of products are actually available in the reverse mortgage industry. Not everybody has access to those types of products. So again, you want to make sure you find someone who is very educated on how those things work. You want to find a good person to work with. If you ever need any references or you have questions on who would be a good person to work with or where to find someone like that who can help explain lower cost reverse mortgages, shoot me an email at dave@reversemortgagelive.com. I'm always happy to refer people out to others. Alright, so we all have heard and seen in the press negative things about the reverse industry and a lot of people who work in the industry. And it's true, there's always going to be some bad apples out there who are doing things that unfortunately they shouldn't be and giving a bad name to others. The question is, how do you find someone who is honest and reputable to work with? I will create a more extended video on that discussion so that you can actually have a lot of the questions that you should be asking that'll help you identify who's a good person to work with. But to really keep it short, you need to find someone who's going to treat you and your family the same way that they would treat their own family, their own parents. They shouldn't be pushy, obviously. These are common sense things. They shouldn't be pushy. They should be very respectful and educational in your conversations. And I also like to just give a little background onto who the people are that really work in the reverse mortgage industry. I go to a lot of the different industry events, and I get excited about the fact that the people that I meet at those events really have a passion for helping seniors. And so, if I can say anything to just create more awareness that you shouldn't be scared of talking to people about reverse mortgages. The people you're going to find are going to be very helpful. They're going to help get you educated and answer questions that you may have. And if you run into someone who's not helping you in that way, move on. Find someone new. There's a lot of people out there that can help you. All right, well, I hope this video is helping you to understand some of the most common scary things that I've heard from people out there, that when they look at a reverse mortgage, the things that they have some fear about. So I'll be posting some more videos up here to help provide some basic factual information on how a reverse mortgage works and if it's a right fit for you. Again, the key is, beyond these videos or any other videos or information you get, do some homework out there and just check into different sources and learn more about how the program works and if it's a right fit for you. If you have any questions, or if you have any topics that you'd like me to cover on future videos, please go ahead and send those to Dave at reversemortgagelive.com, and you can even call me at toll-free 888-286-3801. Again, I'd like to thank you for joining me here today. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you here soon.